With events being canceled left and right, one of Sherman's main attractions is still on this weekend. I'll have more on how they plan to keep people safe.
And it's another night of high school football. The team's taking to the field tonight. News 12 at 6 starts right now.
Live from 12 Studios, this is News 12 at 6.
Good evening and welcome to News 12 at 6. I'm Jen Phillips.
And I'm Dan Thomas. An Austin College student is in critical condition in his fight with COVID-19.
News 12's Emily Tabar shares his story and how his family is asking for help.
People think it's a joke and they think it's a political stance.
21-year-old Chris Miller is in his senior year at Austin College.
It's real, and not only am I seeing it day to day because I am an ER nurse, I'm seeing it now with my own family member, my own brother.
His sister, Honoria Bush, says it all happened very quickly. Miller told family he noticed a loss of taste and smell before his shortness of breath unrelated to his asthma.
His roommate is the one that called 911 because he saw him struggling to breathe. August 31st was when he was sent to the ER. September 4th was when he was intubated.
It was clear to Bush that her brother had COVID.
The way he was talking, he could barely get words out, just trying to breathe.
It's been difficult for the whole family.
Yesterday, they did call us in because it was not looking good. COVID is just really unpredictable. The doctor said he had never seen this, but my brother has actually had an episode of bleeding in the actual lung tissue.
Miller is stable now, but he remains in critical condition.
There's a 50-50 chance, and it's going to take time. His lungs have to heal. We're still afraid, but we have faith, and we trust God.
As they pray for a miracle, family and friends are planning ahead so he doesn't finish college overwhelmed by medical bills.
This is going to be a huge financial burden once Chris comes out of this, and this responsibility shouldn't have to be on him with what he's going through right now, just fighting for his life.
In Sherman, Emily Tabar, News 12.
Well, Durant Public School bus routes are halted for the time being after a positive COVID-19 case. The district says all bus drivers and some students are being quarantined. Parents are asked to find a different way to get their kids to and from school on Monday and keep an eye out for updates.
And Calera's town hall is closed after a possible COVID-19 exposure. The town says they closed their doors today to clean and sanitize, and they will remain closed depending on those test results.
And 2 new COVID-19 deaths to report this afternoon, one in Grayson County, one in Fannin. That brings the death count up to 151 for Texoma. Grayson County also added 19 new cases, but their active count went down to 90. Double-digit new cases today in our 3 most populated southern Oklahoma counties. Bryan County with 19, Carter County 17, Pontotoc 11 new cases today. Bryan County's active case count went up by 10 to 136. Carter's went up 16 to 63. Pontotoc's went up by 8 to 72. As of now, Texoma has an active case count at nearly 1,100. At least 7,500 people have recovered.
Well, a Bennington man is dead after an ATV accident last night. Troopers say it happened just after midnight on a county road northeast of Bennington. 23-year-old Austin McCann was a passenger on an ATV when it struck another ATV that had pulled alongside it and overturned. Troopers say the man driving that ATV that Austin was in was driving under the influence and cited that as the reason for the crash.
And new information tonight on the 3 family members charged in the July death of a Wilson 3-year-old. Little James Smith's aunt, Shannon Smith, was originally arrested and charged for first-degree murder. Currently, though, Shannon, father Darren Smith, and Uncle Frank Smith all face felony child abuse charges. But District Attorney Craig Ladd tells us that could change again because the OSBI is still actively investigating that case. Court documents state that Shannon and Darren severely beat the boy. Frank failed to protect him from that abuse suffered in the home that they all shared. All face up to life in prison if convicted. And a man wanted for kidnapping in Grayson County has been arrested in Paris. Grayson County Sheriff's Office says Ryan McRae kidnapped a man in Honey Grove last week. Paris police officers arrested him yesterday after finding him while serving a search warrant. He's charged with kidnapping, robbery, possessing a firearm after a felony, and possession of marijuana.
Well, we're just about an hour away from the start of some heavy-duty football action in Texoma.
Chief Meteorologist Steve Lenore has a look at your Friday night blitz forecast. Steve.
Well, except for the smoky skies, the weather about perfect this evening for football, and the temperature's running about 4 or 5 degrees cooler than this time yesterday, thanks to that northeasterly wind driving in some very mild air for this time of the year. Temperatures are generally, as you can see, in the upper 70s. A couple of spots like Sherman, Denison at 82, still in the low 80s, but we're sinking on down pretty quick. So 3 games to stop off and check. First one here will be S&S at Collinsville. About 74 at kickoff. Should be nice with a mostly clear sky, but kind of hazy, of course, as we head to Lone Grove, where Comanche's in town. Come on, Longhorns, take them down. 66 degrees, making it 65 by the end of that game. And a huge game up at Norris Field on the campus of East Central with Durant in town to play Ada. Kickoff 72, end of that game, 62 degrees. As always, I hope your favorite team wins, and I'll talk about a new tropical storm when I come back.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Steve. Well, the show will go on for a decades-long Sherman tradition. The 39th Annual Arts Fest is set for tomorrow. It'll look a little different, though, this year.
News 12's Meredith McCown found out what the city is doing to prepare.
On Saturday, this street will be filled with vendors. There's flags and markings on the grass to keep tents 10 feet apart, and a couple more blocks are closed off this year so people can practice social distancing.
I think when we got word that we will go ahead and have the festival, we wondered if we'd get the turnout or the signups.
But that didn't stop 100 vendors from signing up. Tourism and Main Street manager Sarah McCrae says it's the same number as last year, but only 12 will be set up where they'd usually place 25, all along the perimeter of the municipal building. Vendors include everything from food to handmade items.
I think while people have been stuck at home, they were crafting, because we've had a lot of really neat original items sign up.
There's limited capacity in the ballroom, where various art will be on display, including pieces made by Sherman kids for the youth art show. New activities include a pup parade for dog owners and drone racing to watch. Plans have been in the works for months.
Especially in a year like this, to make sure we've made all the accommodations to make everyone feel safe and comfortable.
In previous years, she says a couple thousand people come through, so they don't know what to expect this time around. Masks aren't required, but they're asking people to follow state guidelines when they can't social distance.
We're thankful to get to do it, to get to have jobs and let all these other people sell their items and have work, because that's been a big deal. So we're thankful to get to carry on this tradition, to get to do it even in a year like 2020.
Festivities kick off at 9 Saturday morning and will go until 4 in the afternoon. Reporting in Sherman, Meredith McCown, News 12.
All right. So are you and Bailey going to be participating in the pup parade?
Berkeley.
Berkeley.
Yeah,
sorry.
but no,
sorry,
because I'm singing actually tomorrow. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
1 o'clock. Come on out. Well, it's another night of high school football in Texoma, and there are several great games in the area, including in Collinsville.
Travis Buckner joins us now with more. Travis.
Stadium where the Collinsville is gearing up to take on the S&S Rams. This is a matchup where Collinsville comes into it with a 2-1 record. In all 3 of those games, the decision of the game was decided by just 7 points or less. On the other side of things, S&S comes into this game 2-0. They're coming off an extra week of practice after their canceled game last week, and they've really turned this program around this season. They've scored a ton of points offensively speaking. There's also some history in this game as well. Collinsville head coach Garrett Patterson used to coach at S&S for 4 years and saw a ton of success, and S&S is looking for their first win over the Pirates for the first time since 2017. We'll have much more in this game coming up later in sports, but until then, reporting live in Collinsville, Travis Buckner, Sports 12.
All right, thanks, Travis. And tickets go on sale Monday for this year's Battle of the Axe. Sherman, Denison fans can purchase 2 general admission tickets from the Denison ISD website beginning Monday morning at 7. Bearcat fans, you must have a ticket code, which will be posted on the Sherman ISD website at that same time. Yellow Jacket fans, you also have to have a code. That'll be on their website. So both fans, you got to find your code. Due to the UIL COVID restrictions, Denison's Munson Stadium will only allow 50% capacity. Fans must wear masks and socially distance. The game kicks off 7 Thursday night. If you don't get a ticket, don't worry. We got you covered right here. The game will be broadcast live on My 12. That's 12.2 on your antenna. It'll also be streamed via our website and app. For more ticket info, you can check out this story on the website and app.